Hi, I'm Joanne Marcoux, a museum educator at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, and this is Bridging the Gap, a series of digital art engagements. In this 5-part video series, we will be looking at Valley of the Catawissa in Autumn by Thomas Moran. It will be helpful to have paper and something to write with to respond to the prompt in the video. Before we get started discussing this work of art, let's take a few moments to look closely at it. Start by letting your eyes wander around the work of art, taking notice of some of the details, such as the colors the artist is using and the objects you recognize in the painting. Please pause the video to give yourself a few moments to look. This video is the third step of a 5-part video series where we are exploring Thomas Moran's Valley of the Catawissa by using Edmund Feldman's 4-step art critique. As you recall in the first step, describe, we simply observe what is apparent. Take a few moments to refresh yourself. We see mountains, trees, clouds, rocks, and many other things you may recognize. In the second step, we talked about the elements of art and the principles of design. The elements of art are line, color, texture, form, shape, and space. The principles of design are contrast, emphasis, rhythm, pattern, movement, balance, unity, proportion, and variety. The elements of art create the principles of design, and the principles of design create the objects that convey a message or story. Now, we're going to take what we have learned to see if we can figure out what Moran is trying to tell us. We've been pretty analytical to this point, but now we're going to add a little subjectivity to our approach. This means we're going to add our opinions. Opinions are created by individual, personal experiences, beliefs, and feelings. Let's compare this step to a chocolate vanilla swirl ice cream. One flavor is the objective, the analytical part, while the other flavor is the subjective, our opinion. Remember that your interpretation of an artwork may be very different from someone else's because it's dependent on their personal history and knowledge. And in this tasty step is where we're going to build our personal relationship with the artwork. Here are some questions to guide your thinking. What's going on in this painting? We've already established that this is a landscape, void of any human interaction. Have you ever experienced seeing a landscape such as this one? What were your experiences? How did it make you feel? What's the artist's intent? In other words, why did he paint this landscape? A good starting point to answering this question is to research Thomas Moran and the Hudson River School so that you can create your own opinion. As you recall, the Hudson River School were a group of artists that portrayed the American landscape in its most pristine condition, untouched by mankind. What do you think Moran is trying to tell you? How does this painting make you feel? Peaceful, sad, happy, excited? As an added challenge, I would like for you to ask your family and friends how this painting makes them feel. Be sure to document their responses. You may be very surprised in what you find out. Is there anything else you want to know about this painting? Again, Thomas Moran and the Hudson River School are fascinating subjects for further research. Are there symbols, meanings, and metaphors inserted in this artwork? Here's a little hint. Start by looking in the foreground at the cold, jagged rocks. Now let your eyes slowly journey up the painting until you reach the sky. Describe your journey in terms of texture. Do you think each texture or objects symbolizes life's journey? Maybe. Remember, it's your opinion. Be sure to take your time to explore each of these questions and write down your thoughts. Don't forget about the added challenge. In our next video, we're going to go over the fourth and final step of the arithmetic called decide, aka judgment. See you next time. Thank you for watching. This has been Bridging the Gap from Crystal Bridges.